know if I mentioned my car is broke down. I think I did. I only work 3 miles away. So it's easy to take the Apocalypse trike to work, I might add. My Apocalypse trike is a little invention thing I made. Not really an invention, but I made it a while back. This sucker will go 40 miles at least before it needs to be recharged. I've taken it 16 miles, 1/6, and it was only it had 92% battery left. If that tells you anything. So, having said that, because I can't drive my car at the moment, I wasn't gonna take the wife's vehicle if she can just, you know, it's not like any super important. So I took the old Apocalypse trike. It's been a while since I had this old girl out. So I look at this morning, you know, 8:30, whatever, market's opening up. Everything is green. Dow's up like 200 points. JP Morgan, the banks, the Bank of America, you know, must be a massive recovery taking place. I mean, some kind of news just came out that just, you know, must have been phenomenal. And naturally, all the headlines say, ultimately, we just kicked the can down the road. Tax increases, ultimately, the whole country, 77% at least of us are going to see tax increases or whatever. So I was sitting there looking today, and I noticed that, you know, of course, even silver and gold were up like $1 at one point. And, you know, they leveled off around 70 cents, or at least silver leveled off about 70 cents. I mean, gold was back over the $1,700 mark. It leveled off like around $1,780 or something like that. All on what? All on no news. In other words, all these automatic increases and taxes and all that crap, we've kicked that can down the road. We've settled that, but the debt ceiling, that still hasn't been settled. So they still have to vote to remove that. That was the key thing that they were supposed to do, and they still haven't done that. Not that that helps you and I any, because that just makes our national debt massively higher. But 77% of people are going to experience taxes, payroll taxes, mainly because federal Social Security and I think Medicaid and things like that. You know, approximately 23, whatever it is, percent won't be affected. So I mean, honestly, that doesn't even matter. So Mr. President with the not going to raise taxes on anybody whole thing, you can throw that out the window. Of course, he can say, well, I didn't do it. I told you I wouldn't vote for tax increases. Well, right, but you allowed other ones to expire. And I'm reading that $15 billion, right, $15 billion in spending cuts. You know, government spending cuts. All right, we've did some cutting. That's great. And they've tacked on somewhere in the neighborhood of $600 billion. We're going to cut spending $15 billion and increase in other areas, basically $600 billion. So why would the markets rise? In other words, if they kick this can down the road, so to speak, and they said, oh, we're not going to let these tax increases kick in, you know, the ones that were on the table, and we're going to make sure it only affects the $400,000 or whatever it is, $450,000 a year earners. They're going to get their taxes increased, but the rest of us, we're good to go. Why would the market rally? I mean, in other words, they just kind of, again, they agreed to basically kick the can down the road because there's now $600 billion in spending and only $15 billion in spending cuts. The market should be in red right now. The market should be epically failing right now because you just added $600 billion and only took away $15 billion in spending cuts. I mean, this is just absurd. Markets rally, markets rally. Unbelievable. So, anyways, another day in the great collapse of the American empire. And here I am riding my Apocalypse trike on the way home. I don't have a mount. Sorry about that. I don't have a mount like I do in the car where I can mount it to the windshield. So I gotta hold it by hand. But I'm about 2 seconds from being from my house. And since I'm that close, I'm going to let you take a peek at this thing I put together. I'll tell you what, in a crap hits the fan situation, this is a nice thing to have around. Because again, if I can go 40 miles and it takes literally pennies to recharge this, and I got a solar panel system, so of course I can just recharge it with my solar panel system, of course. But 40 miles on a few pennies worth of recharging, that's not a bad deal to me. So here I am, pulling up my driveway. It's like my brother-in-law, brother-in-law and his kids are here. So anyways, this is it. This was one of those little old people's bikes that you would see around those little, you know, retirement houses, you know, little complexes or whatever, and you'd pedal it. Now naturally my chain's not on because these batteries and stuff are in the way. I've got 4 batteries, all 12 volt, which make 48 volts. And this is the front hub. This is where the power comes from. Got a little handle here with the little throttle, which I've got this button off right here, so it's not going to go, but this is the throttle to go, which has been sticking lately, but whatever. Front brake. This brake's not even hooked up because it only has a front brake. That's basically it. Little power connectors back here. And there's a little control module. And there's the batteries underneath it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 40 miles. It only costs, you know, I don't know, 10 cents, 20 cents to recharge or something ridiculous when you plug it into the wall. That's what I'm talking about. But now if it was freezing outside and or raining or snowing, yeah, that would suck. So anyways, take care.